Imagine erasing an entire human species from history, not from books, not from museums, but from humanity's memory itself. For tens of thousands of years, they vanished without a trace. No legends, no written records, no names. Then, in 2008, deep inside a frozen cave in Siberia, archaeologists uncovered something so ordinary that it almost ended up forgotten in a storage box. A tiny finger bone, barely 5 centimeters long. It looked completely insignificant, but hidden inside that bone was a secret that would rewrite the story of human evolution. Scientists weren't looking for a new human species. They weren't expecting one. Yet the DNA inside that little bone revealed that modern humans were never alone. We once shared this planet with another kind of human, one nobody had ever known existed. And the strangest part? A piece of them is still alive today, perhaps inside you. Chapter 1. The Cave of Secrets. The story begins in the Altai Mountains of southern Siberia. It's one of the coldest inhabited regions on Earth. Temperatures regularly plunge below -30 degrees Celsius. Hidden among these mountains is a modest limestone cave called Denisova Cave. At first glance, there's nothing extraordinary about it. Just a dark entrance overlooking a quiet valley. But appearances can be deceiving. Humans had returned to this cave for nearly 300,000 years, generation after generation. Neanderthals lived here. Modern humans visited later. Hyenas dragged prey inside. Even cave lions sheltered within its walls. Every layer of soil became another page in Earth's forgotten diary. In 2008, Russian archaeologists carefully excavating one of those ancient layers uncovered a small finger bone belonging to a young girl, estimated to be between 5 and 13 years old. No one celebrated. The fossil looked ordinary. Without a skull or complete skeleton, it seemed unlikely to reveal much. Normally, that's where the story would have ended, but science was about to take a different path. Instead of studying the shape of the bone, researchers decided to study something far more revealing, its DNA, and that decision changed everything. Chapter 2. The DNA that shocked science. Recovering DNA from ancient fossils is extraordinarily difficult. Heat destroys it. Moisture breaks it apart. Time erases it. But Siberia's frozen climate acted like a natural freezer for tens of thousands of years. Inside that tiny finger bone, fragments of ancient DNA had survived. The sample was sent to the laboratory of geneticist Svante Pääbo, a pioneer in ancient DNA research. His team expected the results to match either a modern human or a Neanderthal. Instead, the computer produced something no one had ever seen. The genetic sequence didn't belong to us. It didn't belong to Neanderthals. It represented an entirely separate branch of humanity. At first, the researchers assumed they had made a mistake. They repeated the analysis again and again. The answer never changed. Without discovering a single complete skeleton, scientists had identified a completely unknown human species. It was one of the greatest surprises in modern anthropology. A new member had suddenly appeared on humanity's family tree. The researchers named them the Denisovans, after the cave where they had slept for thousands of years. How many other human relatives could still be waiting beneath the ground? Chapter 3. The Ghosts of Asia. Here's where the mystery becomes even stranger. Scientists have discovered only a handful of Denisovan fossils. A finger bone, several unusually large molars, a jawbone found high on the Tibetan plateau, a few tiny fragments. That's almost everything. Imagine trying to reconstruct an entire civilization from a few puzzle pieces. Yet DNA tells a completely different story. Denisovans weren't rare. They occupied one of the largest geographic ranges of any ancient human species. Evidence suggests they lived from Siberia, across East Asia, into Southeast Asia, possibly reaching islands thousands of kilometers away. How do we know? Because they left something far more durable than bones. They left their genes. Chapter 4. They never really disappeared. When modern humans expanded across Asia, they didn't simply replace every other human species. They met them, lived beside them, and sometimes they had children together. Today, many people from Papua New Guinea, Australia, and parts of Southeast Asia carry up to 5% Denisovan DNA. That's remarkable. Imagine inheriting genes from a human species that disappeared over 40,000 years ago. Some of those genes still perform important jobs. One particular Denisovan gene helps Tibetans survive where oxygen levels are dangerously low. Without it, living above 4,000 meters would be much harder. Think about that for a moment. An extinct human species still helps living people breathe. Extinction suddenly doesn't seem so final. What else might they have given us? This is perhaps the biggest unanswered question. Nobody knows exactly what a Denisovan looked like. No complete skeleton has ever been found. Only fragments. It's like trying to imagine an entire person from a single fingerprint. Some clues suggest they had exceptionally large teeth, strong jaws, powerful bodies built for difficult environments. But every new fossil has the potential to rewrite those assumptions overnight. Unlike Neanderthals, whose faces can be reconstructed with remarkable accuracy, the Denisovans remain ghosts. We know they existed. We know they shaped our history. Yet we still can't confidently picture their faces. It's one of science's greatest mysteries. Chapter 6. The human family was crowded for much of the 20th century. Human evolution looked simple. One species replaced another, a straight line leading to us. Today, that picture has completely collapsed. Around 50,000 years ago, Earth wasn't inhabited by a single kind of human. Modern humans walked across Africa and Eurasia. Neanderthals thrived in Europe. Denisovans occupied much of Asia. On the Indonesian island of Flores, the tiny Homo floresiensis still survived. Several human species shared the same world. Some competed, some avoided each other, some fell in love. Our family tree wasn't a line, it was a forest. Ending history often tells us that the past is fixed, complete, finished, but the Denisovans proved the opposite. One tiny finger bone transformed everything we thought we knew about ourselves. It reminded us that our history isn't written in ink. It's written in dirt. Every cave still waiting to be explored, every fossil still buried beneath stone, could introduce another forgotten branch of humanity. Perhaps there are more human species we've never imagined, waiting silently beneath our feet. Because the greatest mystery in human history isn't who the Denisovans were. It's whether they're the last forgotten humans we'll ever discover, or simply the first.